this chance. We'll find a shady little spot, not too cool, not too high, perfect for a little fishing.
Everything right, 'cause all my rabbit friends are coming over tonight. Country fans that saw pure country in the theaters back in 1992. Prime Country. When the sun goes down on my side of town, that lonesome feeling comes to my door, and the whole world turns.
Morning. Going to get ready to go fishing right here at Okeechobee. And yeah, it's cloudy. I'm going to start out this morning. I got some crickets, I got some waxworms, and I've also got some just regular worms. So I'm going to do a little fishing. Boy, it looks like they're after them underneath the bridge over there. They got her lit up over there. Huh, I'll be darned. Yeah, it's just a little bit cool this morning. It was like 63. That's chilly for South Florida in the middle of April, but they had a cold front up north. But yeah, you can see how cloudy it is down through there. It's pretty cloudy. I'm going to start off this morning with the whopper plopper, try to catch some on the whopper plopper, then maybe throw a wacky worm a little bit, and then I'm going to try to catch some bluegill and cichlids. I got crickets, like I said, waxworms and regular worms. See how we do. I'm just going to take the time up through here. They're having a tournament today out of Fast Break. I think they've got almost, I don't know, 100 boats or something like that. So. And they usually go out of Okeechobee, but they went out of Scott Driver this morning. So. Anyhow, we'll see how we do. See them lined up here at Lake Okeechobee, getting their live wells checked. Scott Driver, the marina right there. I think it's $10,000 first place. The entry fee I think is $265, and that includes big bass. So might go for weight on this one with Captain Larry and Cody's fishing it, and Mike Kermit's fishing it, so I might go which way is that. Well, you can just barely see the moon right there, guys. Y'all get a lot of interference. You see the cloud cover there, guys. You can barely see the moon. Pretty neat. It warms up a little bit. Back up to seeing a lot of alligators. A lot. There the moon's starting to show a little bit more right there. Still full moon. There'll be some big bass brought in today because it's morning. I ain't going to get real big hurry. I don't want to get here on the side so I don't get run over, main thing. Pretty neat. The old moon looks lower up a little bit, guys. Full moon. April, I think it's April 14th, April 14th, maybe the 13th. spotlight on and see if I've been seeing some gators up there in the morning. I seen one up there. It's about a mile up the river there. Like about 10, 11 footer. It was a pretty good one. And you can see the moon. It's dropping pretty fast. You know, I found out when that moon's dropping like that, which it has to be a little more daylight, them fish really turn on when that moon's setting over the horizon. But look at the eyes right there. See that gator right there? See their eyeballs. Yeah, I slid up through there, but I never caught a glimpse of that other big one. I've seen a bunch of little ones. They don't like that cold weather either. They don't like it down in the 60s. They'd rather be up in the 90s. There's another one up there. Watch, you see his eyes every once in a while flickering there. And I did see a pretty good one before I could get up there and get a good look at him. He went down. You know, he went on down. So, well, started breaking day, and I thought, well, you know, I'll break out the old popper and see if I can catch a few. I turned on my electronics too, and I could see them. Most of the fish, the grass is on the bank. There's no grass in the river because they've dropped the water down, and all the grass that was on the river now is you know, it's on dry land. I mean, which is, they say that's a good thing. I don't know. I suppose it is. But I hear a lot of guys tearing up their boats out there on the lake. You know, tearing the lower units out, tearing up props. I talked to a guy when I come in. He was down at Indian Prairie and got high centered on something, and an airboat had to come by and pull him off. You know. You know, you just got to be careful. I mean, you know, you don't want to go wide open out there because, well, the lake's really low. Yeah, I just started parallel on the bank here. What little bit of grass I could find, I usually caught a fish on it. You know what I'm saying? And you watch down, when I go down through here, and look at the birds. And I see a bird down through there. I put that electric motor on high, and I run down to him because I know there's bait down there. I see right there where he was. He was in there feeding on them shad, and I just you were heaved down through there, and they're kind of pointers on fish. You know what I mean? No point fish out to you. You just kind of see that one there. Watch it. Watch this. He's sitting there eating shad, and I know if wherever the shad are, there's probably a bass or two right around there. You know, yep, there he is. Like I always said, the bird is the fisherman's friend. You know, up north, the beaver's the fisherman's friend. They make beaver huts, and them fish will stay around them beaver huts. Down here, the bird will stay around the shad and minis, and they'll show you where the fish are. Didn't catch no giants, but I caught some fish this morning. A lot of cloud cover. I mean, it didn't break day, you know, till later on. I didn't see a lot of people go up the river this morning out of that tournament. So most of them were going down there and flip for a spawn bass, you might say, because of the full moon now, and there'll be a lot of them on the nest. This is April. There'll be a lot of them down around the Tin House and down the shoals and Worm Cove and that area on the nest. But there'll be some boats tore up today. I guarantee you. You know. You know, some of them even heading down to down there at Clewiston. So, you know, and the wind picked up about 20 miles an hour, so they'll have a rough ride back home. I'm heading down through there looking for another bird. see how far the water's down. Look at the sand bank. There's just, you know, here in about another month when it gets really hot, them alligators will be, you know, breeding, and it'll look, like I said, it'll look like the Amazon up through there. And there you got a little bit of grass and see the results.
Get you one of them ploppers right there.
Fish on, my man, fish on. Yeah, these don't win no tournaments, but they're fun to catch.
Old flopper.
I gotta put new line on my poles too, because that braid I had on there, I've had it on there for a long time. I put line on my other poles, but I've never put no line on these poles. When it start turning white, that's when you wanna switch it over.
Fish on, fish off.
Fish on, fish off.
The old wacky worm, guys. The old wacky worm.
I pulled the electric motor up and run up to the dead river there and caught some bluegill and shell crackers and some cichlids, reds or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, they were right around them lily pads. I sit there and watched Kyle and his boy catch some fish. They're in the tournament out there in the middle. This is a $100,000 hole. It's called the Dead River. That guy boy caught about a month ago, won $100,000 up here, and they've been beating it pretty good ever since. They've been working on it. But yeah, you can catch some big ones up here. But I wasn't fishing for bass. I was fishing for bluegills when I run up there. But yeah, I took the camera up in the air so you can see what's ahead of the lock there a little bit here in a minute, and you can see where they dammed it up and kind of channeled the water down through there.
fish on? Yeah, there's fish on.